Have you ever watched a scammer trigger an investigation on himself? I work at a certified translation office, the kind that handles official paperwork for people who want to study, work, or move abroad. Everything we do falls under direct court supervision. There are rules for everything: how documents are submitted, how translations are formatted, and even the exact fees we are allowed to charge. My boss is one of the most generous people I've ever met. He often helps customers who can't afford the service and sometimes even refuses to take payment, even though the system still logs the job as taxable income. One day, a man I'll call Mr. X walked in and handed over a batch of documents to translate. The first batch included his academic transcripts, which we processed quickly. They were translated, certified by the court, then double certified by the foreign ministry. Everything looked routine. A few days later, he brought in a second batch, which included his university diploma. Except, he didn't bring it right away. He originally refused, saying his mother had hidden it to stop him from traveling abroad. Odd, but not unheard of. We reminded him that we cannot translate or certify copies. We must see originals. Courts won't touch photocopies and neither will the ministry. 2 days later, he returned with the diploma. The moment I picked it up, I felt something was wrong. It was unusually heavy, thicker than any diploma I'd ever handled. At first, I thought multiple sheets were stuck together, but it was just one document. Then I turned it over and noticed the stamp on the back. It wasn't a real post stamp. It was a printed image meant to look like one. My stomach dropped. I checked the front again. Some of the security features were there: holograms, UV-sensitive text, embossed elements, but others seemed a little too perfect, like someone tried very hard to make everything look correct without quite understanding how the real ones were made. I called my boss over. He examined it from corner to corner. His expression told me he agreed with my suspicion, but he still didn't want to accuse someone without certainty. He asked another employee to take the diploma to the courthouse for an unofficial opinion, quietly, without submitting it, without registering anything. Just ask the clerk on duty to take a look. Within an hour, the diploma was back, along with a discreet suggestion from the clerk: "You should treat this as a forgery." My boss sighed. Instead of reporting Mr. X, he decided on a lenient plan. We would give the diploma back to him, refund all his money, and ask him to return the translation we had already issued for his transcripts, because now those were suspicious too. That was it. No accusations, no problems for him, just a clean exit. But Mr. X had other ideas. The next morning, the courthouse called us asking why we refused to certify Mr. X's diploma. Confused, we explained that we found issues with the document. The clerk then told us Mr. X had come in and filed a complaint against us, accusing us of refusing to do our job and blocking his paperwork. My boss, who had just tried to protect the man, finally gave up trying. He sent the diploma to the court officially, exactly as Mr. X had requested. The result was immediate. The document was seized. The court confirmed it was fake and opened a formal investigation. Then they asked us to provide every individual serial number from every document we had ever translated for him: IDs, certificates, transcripts, everything, so they could notify embassies about the potential forgery. That essentially meant he would be flagged by multiple countries and blocked from using any of those documents abroad. At first, my boss told the court we needed time to collect everything. He still hoped the situation might settle quietly. Then, Mr. X returned with his father and made several unsettling comments, heavily implying that we should cooperate. My boss didn't say much during the conversation, but the moment they left, he turned to me and said, "Prepare the file." The next business day, all the serial numbers were delivered to the court. We didn't refund any of his payment. We didn't request the transcript translation back. Everything was now in the court's hands, just like Mr. X insisted. The part that still amazes me is how completely avoidable all of this was. If he had simply taken back his diploma, returned the first translation, and accepted the refund my boss offered, nothing further would have happened. No investigation, no embassy alerts, no issues beyond being sent away politely. But he insisted on pressing the matter, and the system followed his request all the way.